Spring Showdown. It's ENCE taking on Mousesports. We're starting on Train. And the pick of Mousesports, and they'll be on this T side. They've had some solid performances on this map, so it makes sense they'd want to open on it. And right off the bat, you've got the 5-7 buy on Sergey. You've got the P250 buy on Rops, and he was spectacular yesterday. If he continues that today, Mousesports is going to have a real chance at this.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Robs going off was truly something. We've had a couple of games where Woxic has been missing, and then we've had some where he's been, phenomenal. So, I mean, those are some of the swings, I think, that just contribute to the overall unpredictability of Mousesports as a team. And I just think the same is true for ENCE in a lot of different ways. Maybe to a slightly lesser extent. I think Alu's been playing pretty reasonably all throughout. But we've certainly seen games where, where Sergey and to some extent, I think Ariel and Sunny as well have been joining in. So I don't know. I really don't feel confident in my pick of Mousesports, but I don't know. I just had to go with them.
Yeah, I think anyone who made a prediction today shouldn't feel too confident in it. This is a pretty decent 50-50 for whatever reason you want to look at it. Glass half full or glass half empty. I think both these teams are kind of in a similar spot. Woxic's going to push down the Ivy, and that is shut down with the quickness. Great peek from Sunny.
That was, without the X-ray, we could tell how hard that was to see exactly what was going on. Chris trying to follow it up, but he will get tapped by Alu, who is falling back through the C connector, and now they're trying to see if they can make up for it. P250 on Rob, so he's well equipped to try and take these long-range fights. The bomb's going to be going down, but now the retake is on. Sergey from the C connector, the other three are going to be coming in from the back of Ivy there, with Sunny picking up Frozen. It's just Kerrigan and Robs left. Let's see if Robs could do it again.
Oh, good shot from Kerrigan. Transfers over towards connector. Sergey's in this position. This would be a big win. Look at the HP. They're so low, and Kerrigan's on cleanup duty. Rops is the last one left, and he's at E-box.
He's got every chance to do this. They're on the bomb. 2 seconds. He's not swinging. Shoulder peeking. A nice pickoff. Oh, he made that look so easy, and Sergey should have no chance here. What a beautiful triple from Rops. And obviously Kerrigan, sort of paving the way for that clutch towards the end there. That is a nice comeback.
Yes, Kerrigan is in a really tough spot right out in the open. He had nowhere to go, and that's an unfortunate loss for ENCE to take because it seemed like they gave themselves the advantage. Good recovery from Mousesports, good kills from Kerrigan, doing everything he can at this bomb train to give Rops an easy time in the clutch. 1-0. MAC-10s and rifles come out for the attack, and the Scouts Deagle combo comes out for the CT side as well.
See if they could get some production based on this. Again, we've definitely seen the success of it over the last couple of days here at Blast Premier, so it's not like it's completely silly. And like we were talking about, it does allow you to get that 4th round buy anyway. People can even buy ops in the 4th round if they are a little bit careful. And look at this, Ariel and Sunny opening up with 2 big kills. Good grenade to return and do a little bit there, but still have the Galil. Ariel might swing for it. Not flashed at all that time. And oh, that is the round. Was that flashbang caught by the actual train, by the rail there? What was going on?
I'm not actually sure why they didn't even touch him whatsoever. He did look away from it, so I don't think it would have fully blinded him either way. But still, I thought he would be blind at some level. Regardless, that is some great aggression. Triple kill for Ariel in the round, and Mousesports fall asleep at the wheel. They're going to get taken. This wasn't even... Normally when you see these rounds won, right? It's like someone has a great round with the scout. They get a headshot. They get, they get a couple tags. The Deagles are able to clean it up. This is just straight up great work from Ariel and Sunny pushing in towards T-mid.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Robs would be fun if he could have had the bomb over here, so he could have, given him more of a shot. But with 25 seconds, I don't even know. It's probably not even really worth him going all in to try and run. It's just so far away. Slowly looking to see if he could maybe take another kill and find some more damage at the end of the round. But yeah, that's everything they wanted. Nice headshot. And that's him at 4 health and falling back pretty quickly. ENCE right back in the swing.
I actually don't even know this. Yeah, that's quite nice for them. They have a rebuttal immediately in the second round. 1-1. Rob saving the Galil. He's got full utility as well, so there's going to be a full buy for Mousesports around this rifle that Rops is bringing forward. and they'll try and convert. And remember, we talk about this frequently. This is actually a pretty decent issue for Mousesports to have to contend with. Sometimes we've seen T-sites. Now, Mousesports is a good train team. We shouldn't see them get locked down or locked out of any kind of success, but sometimes we see teams run into those problems on this T-side. And these pistol rounds, these 3 rounds you can get off the back of winning the pistol, is usually, you know, a great buffer for this offensive half on train. The fact that Mousesports don't have that available, or are at least fighting to get it back under their control, is a pretty early problem for them to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, again, you start the day, you know, you wanna hold on to that smooth ride at the beginning, but not quite so. Woxic gets grenaded down by Ali. He took a little bit of damage from the rifle down there as well first. And this is looking like a little bit more of a smoother cleanup. Chris trying to see if he can time his deagle with the nice little animation. He does get 1 kill, and that's all they'll get in the round. So good cleanup for ENCE.
Yeah, they had an easy time of it, though. Mousesports, with all those nades on Rops, did not use any of the utility. Could have been a pop flash for Kerrigan to get into Old Hell. Could have used a pop flash to get any number of things done, but none of those nades that were brought into this round were put to use. So, utility mistakes abound for Mousesports in round number 3, and we move on. ENCE is sitting very pretty. They've got a free AK-47. They've got a free Galil. That's not aerial. So they're saving a lot of money not having to invest in any kind of weaponry at the moment. And with mostly Glocks, with 4 Glocks and a Deagle on Rops, they might have another round again where they can build this economy. So Mousesports is on the verge of having to stare at just a mountain of cash on the ENCE side of things.
Are they being aggressive down at Ivy? It's not even strictly speaking necessary, but, you know, just in terms of being annoying and sort of putting the pressure on Mousesports, why not try and see if you could add some more? Already spotted coming out main. Robs is a little bit later coming out of Pop Dog to see if he could do much. Ooh, some good kills coming in, and Aerial going to be going down. That's
like
a lot of needless deaths coming in here for ENCE. They should still win this round, but, I mean, this is starting to get a little bit tricky.
The best thing that can happen right now is Kerrigan gets caught from behind. Ooh, Rops is... That's so dangerous. I can't believe Sergey didn't see that. And the reason I say that... Ooh, what a great win! That is spectacular. I was thinking Kerrigan gets caught on the flank, so it at least reveals the fact that the flanker is coming, and Rops then has an idea of how to play this, but... I mean, Kerrigan just does it one better. Sergey has no idea Rops is above him, so it's just a matter of time, and there it is.
It feels like, Jason, just mere minutes ago, I said my problem in predicting this was I wasn't sure who was going to be more eager to give the lead away, and they're already in hot competition for it. Everyone wants to be real charitable and just, you know, like, you take the lead, you have it, you guys have it, you can have it back again. It's real sweet, but it's not a good way to win a game.
4 Glocks and a Deagle. Have you ever seen anything like it? That's a tough way to lose a round. Well, that's one of the issues solved for Mousesports. Look at the money. There's ops on Alu. There's one on Woxic as well. But at least the cash for ENCE, they've had to dig into the coffers. All that money that was built up early from returning and stealing a second round away, it's all gone. Woxic goes for a timing shot.
Jason, those weren't Glocks. Those were Glocks.
Glocks. Aerial is in control of T-mid for the
I couldn't even explain it if
it's not even too early for you.
Things out of the whole crew here. I mean, I get it every morning, and I'm the only one who's had any chance to get any sleep, like maniacs on a crazy schedule. The entire production crew doesn't just get 4 hours of sleep, so I'm the only one that should be sane. But
yeah,
unfortunately, I wasn't sane from the beginning.
Point.
So
shout out to shout out to our production crew who I've learned only were able to get 4 hours of sleep last night after an 18-hour day, and they're probably sat in their chairs getting ready for another 18-hour day.
Yeah,
also
they're really
desk work in those long hours as well.
Yeah, they're soldiering on. It's kind of cool. Sergey, all the way on top. No one's peeking him yet, although Rops is waiting to go in a bit late. There's the good swing, and Sergey gets a kill. He drops down. Otherwise, he would have been shot in the side of the head by Rops. 100% he would have been dead already. He turns for it. That's some... Look at the heads-up play from Sergey. He doesn't actually get the kill, but that is really, really quick thinking. They might lose the round right here. I mean, it's going to be a tough 4-on-4 retake. I think they've done a lot of damage to Robs and Woxic. They're just so far away.
Frozen is the issue at the moment. Look how far back he is. They now know, actually, Chris J's aggressive, and Alu almost gets caught. Nade as he moves out of position. Frozen needs to get to this bomb site and help out. He and Frozen aerial on the flank. Good kill from Sunny wrapping around the trains. Chris J isolated and alone pushed up. There's one more for Yumpy as well. A wild spray from Rops, and the Molotov comes out way too early.
And way too far away.
It's not even planted for him.
No, this wasn't a default plant, so it doesn't even matter. It's going to be the full-on defuse, and Frozen's probably thinking like, wait a minute, I thought actually that must have been some miscommunication. That's an upsetting way to lose a round, and a great retake for ENCE, but they were so far away. I will admit, Mousesports were a little bit slow to put the bomb down, and then I guess the slight miscommunication about where the bomb was actually planted makes a pretty decisive difference there.
Problem is, if Chris J is going to be the only one pushed up at that location, someone's got to be able to watch. You know, someone has to have the information of that high train peak. There was just not enough actual information being gathered at the inner bomb site, and Chris J was just. It's all down to timing of which angle he was looking at. 3 AKs on board. Frozen is blinded. He's naded down to 33 HP. And remember as well, Alu with the off. A double off setup was actually picked up by ENCE, and the defense is looking strong. And Frozen misses his opportunity. So it's just down to Woxic, who's doing some work.
What?
Oh, that's stellar. That's a third kill for him. Oh, and he stops right in the open. Yumpy's got it. And they will salvage the double up setup.
What a great little display from Woxic. I will say there was something tragic about that round. They had a guy who was up in the container outside the T-spawn throwing flashbangs over the wall into the A-bomb site to try and get all those people out from main and Pop Dog. And, well, you saw Frozen got grenaded down to nearly death. I think it was Alu picking up another kill before they even exited, you know. So it's like all those flashbangs are coming in, but, you know, practically 2 out of 5 or 2 out of 4 are dead before they can even make it out. So it's like a lot of those grenades, you know, the people that needed to act on them, they weren't even alive at the time when they came in. So that's a bit unfortunate. Now we're back to pistols and a Zeus on the T side for Robs. That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, I don't see a world in which he's able to put it into play. They're going to try. I think he's just doing it to jump to the right out of this smoke or when it clears, and in case there's someone right in that little choke point. Nade comes out a little bit late, although it deals great damage to Chris J, and he's pushing forward. Here comes the Zeus. Rops has the opportunity, but now he has an M4. A plant is actually fantastic. I'm actually amazed they're going to be able to get that down.
And with Robs, oh, he could almost walk behind him. They are kind of thinking about it now, but a little bit of timing here, and it might work out for another kill. He's going to get there. Oh, that's Chris, in fact, getting a shot. And another one. A lot of damage. 3 kills in a bomb plant. That's a lot of production for a round where they should have had nothing.
And they've done this time after time in some of these rounds. They've been able to actually get some magical kills just out of nowhere to keep the money from raising. Ooh, Ariel is actually trying to look for that AWP. He can't find it anywhere. That's unfortunate for ENCE, because that's been a big part of their defense, is keeping this alive. Remember, they got that for free. It was the AWP that Woxic had in the 4th round. And now it's slipped away from them. They'll have to reinvest if they want that. So even in losing, things are about as good as they possibly can be for Mousesports, even though you've lost, what, 5 of the first 7 rounds, and obviously 3 in a row.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they have set themselves up for a good little comeback if they can just tie another round in here. 8th round coming your way. Woxic with the AWP. That double up though gets to stay alive, and that's kind of a big deal. If for ENCE, we've seen it, you know, many times on their CT sides. The same will probably be true for Mousesports when they get to play the CT side. So 2 teams that just love obs. Could have 4 of them in some of these rounds.
That's gonna be exciting. I enjoy that. Well, Woxic had some very cool sequences yesterday with the AWP as well. So that'll be fun to see him swing in action. At the moment, though, feels like Mousesports on the verge of getting back into this. But man, ENCE just keep throwing them for a loop. That is a spectacular double kill from Sergey with the SMG. Every time Mousesports has like a full buy, they just get caught completely off guard by something on the ENCE side of things. Previously, it was Alu picking players off. Now it's Sergey pushing with an SMG. In the 2nd round, it was the CZ and the Deagle pushing in. It's all up to Kerrigan to recover this round. He's got the only advanced position.
Oh, he's walked in. If he spins, he can maybe get 2 kills, but yeah, he wants to time it perfectly here. Oh, and he's going to get shot in the back. Agent Kerrigan is down.
Oh, no. I would have loved to have seen where that could have gone. I think the idea was to get the kill and run into connector as his teammates walked into the B bomb site. Unfortunately, he could never see Aerial. He turned just to, and then didn't see the Opper. Yumpy over towards Ivy. And this round's going to drift away. All the work Mousesports has done in the economy is disappearing.
Did you notice how Frozen looked at Woxic? It's like he dared him. He's like, dare to jump down the stairs right now without even touching the ladder and just go for it.
You know what it was? I'll bet $10 it was Frozen saying, hey, do we want to go down ladder and go outside? And Woxic probably didn't even say anything and just went down before Frozen was even ready to follow. And just gets absolutely slaughtered. That's crazy from Surgo. That's not supposed to happen, not with an SMG. Yumpy just saves his teammate's life. Yeah, he's just watching the whole time.
Yeah, he's just looking at like, what?
He's got his knife out and everything.
What about, I think Carrigan, what he needed that round was that spy kit from Team Fortress 2 where you can make yourself look like one of the enemy. If you could have looked like a CT there, it would have been perfect, Jason.
Yeah, if only. I mean, if he had a teleportation, that'd be even cooler.
Don't go breaking the game, I'm just saying.
Just, I mean, if we're gonna go for things that are not in the realm of possibility, let's go all the way.
Be very.
This T side feels like it's getting very loose for Mousesports. Not in a good way.
Yeah, I was gonna say loose as in they're playing like, you know, like kind of free, like kind of like, you know, unconstrained, or loose in as it's kind of falling apart.
Loose as in it's kind of falling apart. Like it's like shoelaces loose. You don't like loose shoelaces.
Where are why have we not got real technology upgrades for shoelaces? Like, where are the self-tying shoes? What's happening? We're in 2020. Like, where's all the cool stuff, Jason?
I don't know. Velcro's not good enough for you? Weren't you a big Velcro proponent on your shoes? I seem to remember you went through a period there where you only bought Velcro shoes.
Yeah, I felt I was trying to. It's a lot of work having to tie your shoes a lot of the time. At least what I would want is like LED. Like, could I get like LED shoelaces? Something cool like that.
I mean, they already have the light up shoes where you take a step and they blink and they flash.
Yeah, but adults aren't allowed to have those. It's become like a kid. I think we should take it back from the kids. It's cool. Why should they have it?
Okay. Oh, now you're onto something. Now we're cooking with gas. Yumpy gonna stay aggressive out towards Ivy and keep control, but a good exchange of utility from Frozen is gonna keep him at bay. This is all a ruse. And unfortunately, Frozen can't really execute any kind of a fake. They do know he's there. He's gonna be a lurk. And Mousesports just have to find some way to break into this bomb site. Alu with the AWP is here. Sergey gonna drop the Molotov. It's perfectly timed, and that first kill should give him some safety.
Yeah, falls back a bit. Oh, there was a gap somehow. The smoke was obviously meant to put out the Molotov there, and I don't know how, but there was a gap. Woxic will go down anyway, and then the great kill for Alu will probably secure the round here. Carrigan and Frozen. Frozen coming in from behind. Carrigan would have to try and maybe get this bomb down. Yeah, more grenades are raining in, and now he's out in the open. Can't believe he's not dead at the moment. Oh, another kill! Somehow he's brought it back. Carrigan is such a beast in some of these rounds, and now they're going to make a run for it back into the A yard. Now, Jumpy knows he's already got the right idea. Can he stop? Oh, nice shot.
Oh, wow!
It's about time somebody put an end to Carrigan. Now Frozen going to be jumping up, goes straight for the bomb plant. Not even worried about someone peeking him. Almost Champy's there, and he will claim the round. A double up will continue, but Carrigan nearly made that work.
They need it. Carrigan is one of those players that uncanny ability to deliver something special where you normally wouldn't see it out of him, but like when his team needs it, for some reason, he's able to step up to the plate. Unfortunately, can't close it out this time. He might have had the chance if Yumpy doesn't hit that incredible shot. The timing of him jumping out of ladder room. This is an absolute catastrophe for Mousesports. 2-8. And they're not having any success. Just the fragging production is not there. Rop's at 8 and 7. Other than that, all 4 of his teammates are at 4 kills or 5 kills.
Well, listen, Jason, let's listen in real quick to some team speak from Mousesports. Maybe we can get a little bit of an insight into what's going on here.
But a little more communication and initiative, okay? We need to work a little up in all these situations like the round before. Just keep talking all the time, what you see, what you want to do, where they are, okay? Just all the time. Information all the time, boys.
There we go. What do you make of that, Jason?
Here's the problem with that kind of an idea at the moment is you're going up against a double up, yeah, I'm assuming there's a double up setup, so yes, there is. You're going up against a double op setup, so if you're spreading out and trying to get information, that's exactly what the ops want. Like, that's going to be very, very difficult for them to be able to find information when you can't actually really peek. And this is weird. This isn't even an information play. He's pushing all the way down. There goes Chris J, but Kerrigan's at the end, and both ops are looking down towards Ivy. There's a timing here. Surely Kerrigan goes through this smoke.
Does, finds the timing, turns for it, he's ready for more. Man, Kerrigan is a genius with some of these plays. Remember, he's captaining the team as well, and he's trying to make all this space for them so they could start to make a little bit of a move. Robs and Sergey are almost neck and neck over at each other. Yeah, there's the fight from Robs. He's going to win it against Sergey. That is, again, that's a coin flip. It could have been the other way around, but now they have the lead. And actually, I mean, if they win this round and the next one, then they're going to be able to get rid of that ENCE economy and actually start to have a real half here, which, again, they probably feel like they should have already had. Alu all the way back, and they got to be careful that they don't give him a chance to get a free one. Nice headshot from Frozen.
That's an important headshot from Frozen, because Alu could have pulled them back into the round. I feel like Kerrigan had to have been sitting there when he died and been like, what is everyone doing on this map? Oh, he was the most aggressive player. 3-8. Finally digging into that ENCE money and finally getting another round on the board. They had been out in the cold for 6 rounds in a row. 8-3. And Mousesports can't let this opportunity slip away.
What do you make of this, I mean, just as a general, let's say, symptom of what may be going on in the Mousesports round some of the time, that if they start to fall behind, people stop communicating, like, just as a general problem for them?
I mean, listen, I think a lot of teams, a lot of players are in that same vein, do very similar things. I think it's a very hard thing to kind of prevent from happening. Mousesports shouldn't have that issue considering the experience and all the success that they've had, but I mean, sometimes it just does happen, especially with some online play. Kerrigan, close up again, but I mean, you're not going to make that play work twice. And now the inner hit has to go. Alu knows exactly what's coming.
He does. Looking upper so that Sergey could be safe on the low ground. He's going to not fight, just try and see if he can maybe get them a little bit closer, luring in more people from his team as well. There should be some more backup coming in, although they are a little bit slow. Start finally all the way at the back line. Smoke's going up, and there is a Molotov left here on the T side. Robs is holding it. Let's see if he's going to be able to use it for later. He's really far forward, so not going to be able to fall back and use it. May just have to try and see if he can block them off on this right-hand side. They're walking up right behind him. Nice headshot from Robs, and that makes a big difference. Yampy would want to return. Chris sneaking through the smoke, and a great double kill, taking down Yampy. And again, remember, they needed this round desperately, Mousesports. This is finally where they can really destroy that ENCE economy.
Yeah, that's a really nice hit. Oh, and poor Sergey, I believe it was, that inner bomb site, that one random flashbang that just pops him while he's sitting on bomb train. That one hurts. He was supposed to be the first line of defense. 8-4 as Mousesports claw back, and all that ENCE really have is this AWP, although Alu can drop an AWP, he could drop an M4 over if they want to go that route. Sunny could still scrape together a buy, so they could go for a force, but they decide to save it for later on.
Let's go!
That gave me a heart attack. I'm not going to lie to you. That gave me an intense heart attack.
It is quite something, isn't it? Well, it's 8-4. The odds have more or less evened up here, as you could tell. So I guess that's sort of interesting given the lead that ENCE have, but it is a thin lead. Like, some of these rounds have been super impressive for ENCE, and some of them, I mean, they've almost given away for no reason just against pistols, right? So I don't even know. It's hard to say.
This is actually a brilliant recovery for Mousesports when you consider they won the pistol and lost the second round. They've had to kind of battle for this, for even having any presence in this map. 8-2 at one point. And now they have a 5-on-3. The economy is broken. If they can take this op away from Alu, that's huge. There's only 2 rounds left in the half after this, but still, I mean, any cost that you make ENCE reinvest into is going to be great. Kerrigan peeking down Ivy, sees absolutely nothing. I feel like I'm interested about the timeout when he's telling everyone to kind of get their own information, except now they're running like 4-1s. It's kind of been Kerrigan pushing and the rest of the other team just on the other side of the map ready to attack. Alu's boxed in. Would be a big get for Kerrigan if he can find it.
Oh, Alu, that's not bad at all. I think probably Kerrigan could have just elected to stay alive. There's Alu getting one more shot, taking down Frozen, and now he's getting closer with the AWP. The gun barrel is going to show. That's always the problem, peeking that corner. And Woxic knew Sergey coming in, and he wants to fight. He's saying, come on, Woxic, let's go. Deep Molotov there to force him a little bit back in. Woxic now going to go and hide in that corner. I don't know if he's going to go up the ladder, but he definitely could. And now he's still down on the low ground, making him, again, hard to find right now. Molotov, it's the wrong position, and Sergey, he's not going to have that many more seconds to try and find him. I think he might have the idea now that he's not actually on it. Smoke going up, and that will definitely force Woxic into action. 10-second defuse, and Woxic running around, making all the noise that Sergey needs. On top of the ladder now as well. He goes for it, gets the kill, but not enough time to win the round. Man, that, for both players, that's a cool 1 versus 1. Sergey, you could tell how focused he is.
Woxic plays that really smart, though. Just hide in the corner. Don't even try and challenge whatsoever. Found some safety with the Molotov with Sergey not peeking. Alu does his very best. I can't believe he hits the second shot. This almost pulls him right back into it. Oh my, that's unreal. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
8-5.
You like to see it, don't you?
I don't know. I mean, listen, it's early in the morning here still. That's woken me right up. Aerial tagged, Kerrigan so blind. Everyone is so blind. But again, there's only so many rounds that ENCE is going to let Kerrigan get away with that hyper aggression that he's been pulling off, and unfortunately, this was the final straw.
Whoops. Oh, I can't believe it. I actually thought maybe Ariel saw that. We switched just as it was about to happen, but it looked to me like Ariel maybe have had just a glimpse there.
He heard the sound cue of the Molotov, I think, tick on Rops, but I think he didn't fully believe that Rops would have crossed over. I think he still believed he was stuck at ladder. This is an incredibly aggressive play, and it's going to pay off. What a god.
Yeah, that's next level. So I get down to the B bomb site. Alu about to go and try and help him out, but let's see if he can get a bit more luck this time. They do peek really wide, but swings to get both kills there. Sergey continuing to find, and Alu will be taking down Woxic at the end. So for Mousesports, though, I mean, as well as they play this, I'm actually super impressed by this first half for them in a lot of different ways. But they keep, like, ENCE just keep having just enough money to buy all the time. They're just on that edge.
Yeah, they've only really been able to get the reset once, Mousesports, in this half. Well, they've had the chance to do it like 3 separate times. So it has been a very good job of ENCE to stay in this fight. I mean, this is a good half for Mousesports in terms of the number of rounds on the board, but tactically this has been just so incredibly basic, and it's got to be a worrying sign for this Mousesports team in this period of struggles when Kerrigan is the only one that seemingly is interested in like exerting his force and will across the map. When he's the only player being dynamic and actually trying to create opportunities for people on this team, that is the biggest worrying sign. Rops is a bit more passive of a player, but you have guys like Frozen and Woxic who should be able to deliver, and they're just not at the moment.
Oh, look at the mobility on Alu. He finds another one. What an amazing triple kill. He just lined that up. He was so calm doing all of that. The reposition, you could tell. I think Woxic up there with the counter AWP, he was looking the wrong way. He wasn't prepared for Alu being that swift in movement. And now Kerrigan, he's boxed in. As soon as he fires this gun, they're going to know where he is. Turns around, but yeah, another round here for ENCE. 10-5 at the end of the half. Wow, I'm so impressed by Alu. 18-6 on him at the end of this half. That's a really impressive scoreline. We'll see how it goes in the second half when we come back after the break.
ladies and gentlemen, to the second week here.
We've got the best teams in the world and complexity.
But Flamey is his kryptonite again. Oh! This is it.
It's a bulldozer.
We have fun, we're going to play good. We may lose some shit rounds, but you just brush it off, and if we win some good rounds, we cheer. That's all it is.
The best team in the world going up against a team who, you know, hasn't even been able to qualify for the major yet.
Just trying to buy time, flanking around, punching him down, and he tries to immediate defuse. He's right there with the kid. Oh my god, I can't believe it. 16 and 12.
I've seen every big CSGO match ever. I can tell you that would already be like a top 5 upset of all time.
Simple could catch. Oh! The shutdown.
Even the Astralis that I know.
He's trying to get the pit. Can he stand tall one last time? He lies. Oh no! A beautiful spray. Electron says got it. 16-14. Now we do it.
It was ready for vitality versus complexity.
I introduce you to North America's newest juggernaut. 16-6 as they take down Vitality.
Complexity have one last beast to challenge. They wanted to build Juggernaut, but we're gonna destroy the Juggernaut.
Of course.
16 rounds to Navi's favor. Victories on Train and Mirage.
And the Navi Storm has come and conquered today.
It's an exciting, you know, couple of days that we've had here, and it doesn't feel like we've had any losers other than maybe Astralis.
Welcome back here. Early start today in Europe. 10-5 lead for ENCE on Train in this best of 3 against Mousesports. I think it could have worked out very differently. I think this could have been like maybe 8 or 9 rounds for Mousesports if they had just handled some of the early rounds a bit better. But it was a lot of back and forth, and here we are. Alu really doing well, and on the other side, I mean, Carrigan also trying his best to open so many of these rounds for his team. Jason, are you still feeling confident in Mousesports? Let's just say for the first map here.
I mean, I would like to argue against the point of your question or the way you phrased that, because I was never truly confident in Mousesports. So it's not a matter of still being confident, but no, I mean, nothing that they showed in this map so far has made me feel any better about the prediction. You have to say, right. Alu just absolutely spanked them in that first half with the AWP, and that's wild. For me, that's a little bit scary because, yeah, the ops are obviously going to be effective on this map, but I didn't see really a whole lot of Mousesports throwing any, like, set pieces. Like, where were those outer smokes, like the wall of smokes, you know, behind the trains to neutralize those ops, to give you the space to push to the bomb train? They mostly ran 4-1s in that first half. They kept things very simple, very basic. And obviously, it didn't pan out super well for them. It was a pretty good recovery, but not as good as it could have been. Pistol round in the second half is live with Sergey and Ariel taking control of the box halls. And that might freeze 3 defenders from Mousesports at this B bomb site.
Yeah, and they have 2 HE grenades. They really wish that someone would come down that ramp like it was some sort of a B rush, because then they would have exploded the whole lineup. Let's see if they can still use them over at A. I mean, theoretically, remember how we've been talking about NIP and Dig and their sort of grenades over on Vertigo? You could do the same thing on almost every map, right? You could save these 2 HEs, wait for the bomb plant. It's a little bit more tricky on Train, like there's more of an area, but still it's possible.
Oh no.
And they're going to be far away. This is going to be a bomb plant happening. A little bit of a boost to look over. Sniping for a kill, and that's a good shot from Frozen. They probably do need this round, but look at the return. The smoke fades, and the dead to Sergey.
Yeah, just way too late to see the danger of what was coming. I think they realized the smoke was fading, but there was nowhere to go after that. 5-on-5 retakes on Train, never. I think I've only ever seen one work. That's an incredible pistol round from Sergey, but Mousesports have done everything to make that a little bit easier. 5-11, or 11-5, whichever way you want to do it. ENCE has a massive lead.
That was a quad kill from Sergey. He pretty much just did that on his own after the bomb plant. That was really, really nicely done. And I saw like real excitement on the ENCE side, which normally you don't see from Finnish people. So that's something there.
Well, I think even, you know, even the Finnish culture can't hold back the excitement when you've been losing for like, you know, a year and a half straight, and then you finally start to feel a little bit better. Ariel with 1 kill. Frozen's going to go down. Here's Kerrigan again with that deagle at the bomb train, providing some impact, slowing things down. This can still be a very dangerous round for ENCE. They've got to be cautious.
Yeah, slowing it down a bit. They found Woxic and Sunny. 100% health, taking him down. So, 12-5. And again, that was a bye coming out of Mousesports. They're going to have to save this round. That comeback's starting to feel unlikely.
Yeah, it certainly is. ENCE is looking good. Sunny has showed up today. Obviously, Alu is had a very good first half. Yumpy with the AWP was solid. Everyone on ENCE is performing. It's a team-wide effort, and for Mousesports, that's just not the case. They don't have any kind of production that can really match this at the moment. So that first gun round is going to be all important. We'll have to see Mousesports wake up immediately. And then obviously we'll have to see what happens in the next map, because this is a bit sketchy. Alu at the end of Ivy is at least going to truck Chris J. Just turns the corner right in the back of the head. Another one as well to follow up.
I wonder if, if one of the keys here to getting back, if it's at all possible, would be, again, double up, right? Just try and see if you can get there quickly and have a good start with it. I mean, we saw some of these rounds when ENCE were on the CT side where it's just, Jampy picking up a kill, it's Alu picking up a kill, and then the round starts 5 versus 3. And I mean, that kind of round is, if they can have some of those early on in Mousesports, it's going to be more doable pretty quickly, but it's not always guaranteed, is it?
No, not at all. Oh boy, Mousesports have a huge job to do, even though they're on the easier side. This better be a very clean win to start the half. They need to build money up as soon as possible to sustain losses. They probably are going to need to get a double op set up out as soon as humanly possible. Woxic has his first. Chris J is going to go down to an M4. But here we go. What feels like the last opportunity for Mousesports to stay in this map. They're down by 8 rounds. ENCE with a commanding lead. Alu at 20 kills already.
Chris J with that AUG, don't underestimate him. There are a couple of players that are still really good at using that. Chris definitely being one of them. Seen some fun stuff coming out with that gun, even though most have written it off for whatever combination of reasons. We'll see. Just the 1 AWP on the CT side for now, so could be a chance here for ENCE to maybe end the game before that even gets put into play properly.
What's also worrying to me is Mousesports showed very little cohesion and teamwork in that first half. It's required on the CT side. Frozen is pushed up in ladder room. Kerrigan's going to be frozen or pushed up along the wall by E-Box. So a little bit of teamwork can be provided there. There can be a bit of a bait and switch. They're running out of nades as well. But Woxic is all on his own, and he's going to have Alu and Sunny to peek against him. Flashbang is out. They want a challenge, and that's a missed shot. Scrambling to get out of danger. He's at least accomplished that, but he cannot go back for a fight again. Ivy is open, and Sunny is taking the opportunity to push all the way up. Look at the pressure on Kerrigan to guard this at this range, at this angle. No. Now his teammate's gone down. Now his second teammate's gone down, and Ariel is going to be next. Or, excuse me, Kerrigan's going to be next.
Wow, once they fall back from Ivy, you could see Woxic goes to try and cover main instead, and Kerrigan has to go back. But then when they lose Frozen as well and Popdog, how do they cover all those angles? It's not possible anymore. So that is, that's a punishing round here. You just picked up the rifles and really don't get anything out of it. Robs, I think, might have seen Alu there. Swings for the fight. Pretty good headshot. But the round is definitely lost already. So 14-5, and the question now is just, can he save the M4? And that's not even going to be possible. Whew. This is looking rough.
Well, it's a one-man army for Mousesports. It's Rops against the world. 17-15.
Scout being picked up now, and some deagles. Single smoke on Kerrigan. This would be a dream if they could win this one back. I think that could maybe spice up the team a bit again. And what's crazy to me is that, Kerrigan has been leading. We heard that little check-in with the team speak earlier, which was great about him saying, like, keep talking, guys, keep communicating. It's not going to work if we just all stay quiet. And he's been not quiet in the server. He's been showing them, let's go out and open, let's get some kills. But it's like, somehow it's not inspiring the rest of the team just yet.
Well, yeah, and it's unfortunate too, because I mean, that Rops versus the World was maybe a little bit inaccurate considering the first half, because Kerrigan's never really, or not never, but rarely going to be putting up numbers, but his impact can be felt, and he had some impact in the first half, and those are the kind of plays from Kerrigan when he's pushing through the smoke at the end of lanes that should get everyone else, you know, switched on and checked in and excited and back into the game, and it just never, ever, ever happened.
Yeah, some of those rounds they needed to feel like, all right, you know what? If we can have Kerrigan doing that, those should be probably 1 rounds. Chris in a decent position. Sergey, could you see him? If Chris stands up, he's in a lot of trouble, and he probably knows it. What a Molotov to force him forward. What an awkward fight for him to take in. He burns. That's a really great grenade.
Ooh, great one shot from Kerrigan. Juandiged. Sergey's down low, tagged by Rops with the scout, and it looks like Mousesports have bought themselves a lifeline. Alu, the last one left, swaps out to the AK, challenges Rops, and a wild spray isn't going to hit the mark. Now they can have the AWP, and Mousesports is still alive. 6-14, they can still fight for this map. But that's the last chance, and if that doesn't get you a little bit fired up, a little bit excited as a player, I don't know what will. I know you hit tab and the score seems so far apart, but they've been in these scenarios before. This is where you have to make that comeback happen, or at least mount enough of an effort to get everyone ready for the next map that's coming.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, that just 2 pick, right, is gonna be interesting. Especially with, I mean, Alu opening really well at the moment. You know, that's going to carry on over into Dust 2, you have to assume, to some extent. So yeah, now is the time to rally the troops and get everyone excited. Rob's alone in B. I would trust him to, at least for a minute here, to hold his own. He really has been the star player for Mousesports some of these last couple of games we've seen. And he's got Chris with him now as well. So they got that same 3-man setup over at Yard, and we saw earlier what happened out on the A-bomb side. If one of them goes down, then it all falls apart. So doesn't mean it's a bad setup, but just that's one of the weaknesses.
All right, ENCE is going to have a pop flash from Sunny. Alu's legged. That pop flash maybe to get Aerial out. We'll see if the damage onto Alu changes that at all. Good utility usage deep into T-Con. Almost takes out Alu, but Woxic has to be careful. So careful with that AWP. And that's a wise decision, I think. Backing away. Not entirely. Yumpy in ladder room. ENCE slowly creeping into position to have a very painful hit, but Frozen is going to stop them entirely. Yumpy is alone at E-Box. More damage, and all the kills come out for ENCE so quickly. All of a sudden in a flash. 4 frags, and the bomb site is lost, and I don't know how Mousesports let that collapse so quickly.
Man, Sunny has got 3 kills in this round. Yeah, they got the 2 opening frags. That leaves them at a 5 on 3, and they just can't stabilize it. They can't hold them back. Ends keep coming, more flashbangs keep raining in, and suddenly, well, here we are. Rob's in a 1 versus 3 to try and see if he can clutch it. And look at that. They're even up on the high ground, up in the sniper spot. Sunny's all the way down. He is going to be walking into a huge triangle from which he has no smokes to force them into a fight or anything. I don't see how he can actually do this. I mean, he doesn't know it yet, but this is it's actually not doable. And Yampy will take him down. That's 15-6. What an incredible lead for ENCE. They've showed up in a really great form today.
How did this happen? I cannot believe it. Yeah, that's... Even I'm making that face. Fist bumps become the new ENCE thing. 15-6. Another double up setup for Mousesports, and they've got to win 9 in a row. Last chance saloon for the Mousesports defense. And that previous round has just got to be so deflating. ENCE is playing a fantastic game. That is good teamwork, good coordination, good utility as well. And, I mean, it helps when you're just tearing people's faces off like that. Good kill from Sergey, good trade, and the odds reflecting that ENCE are taking an advantage in this series. 2 people left, and the Finns are relentless, already attacking the bomb site so quickly. Bomb is going to be not planted, it's back towards T-mid.
We're talking
but
about
I don't see a way that Mousesports get back into this.
No, me neither. And we were talking earlier about giving away games, and this time ENCE have decided they're not going to do that. Nice enough flick there coming in, but now the bomb will be planted, and it's still a 3-on-5 here, or 3-on-2, sorry. Robs and Woxic have to try and combine, and again, even if they win this round, they'd have to win another 8 in a row afterwards, which feels really unlikely. I like this from ENCE. I mean, so many of these teams that we've had in the tournament so far, they've had good leads, and then they can't really close it, and it gets really, you know, dangerous, but this seems much more decisive. Sunny will go down, but a nice refrag, and Robs is next in line, so Woxic in a 1 versus 2, and yeah, this is amazing. Finnish Counter-Strike suddenly looking a little bit more tasty here.